Hey kid, it's drawing time. Well, hello there, I'm Détroit. It's drawing time, you know how it goes. I lure you in with the drawing part and you think this is a drawing related video. But I only start by talking about drawing for like the first third of the video and then bam! While you're not expecting it, I move on to a topic completely unrelated to drawing. But for now, let's keep the pretense up. I am drawing with ink in my small sketchbook. Let's start with that. This is my small moleskin sketchbook, in opposition to the big one you've seen me draw on twice recently. I like the very thin grain of the paper on this sketchbook. It makes everything very crisp, but at the same time it doesn't leave you with a lot of margin. The slightest wiggle of the pen becomes visible. But that means small intricate drawings are very good on this paper, because you don't care about the small wiggles. They get drowned in the complicated design. This pattern is quite intricate, but simple at the same time. On the basis of it, there are straight lines forming an array of something like tubes or wires. You know, it's like an old Windows screensaver, but flat on the paper. And then the second part of the pattern comes in. Once the tubes are mingling with each other, angular curves here and there everywhere, circles and random black lines fill the background behind the pipes. The strength of this pattern comes from the superposition between the small round circles and the longer, thin and straight white path. Remember that, for a good pattern you need to have a contrast between two things, either parts that are dense and dark and parts that are much lighter, or contrast between soft and hard shapes. For the first one I mentioned, it comes in the form of the overall shape here. I started with a lot of dense elements, but then I realized I shouldn't fill the page with that, and instead I should leave a lot of negative space. That makes the whole doodle into an interesting shape that grabs your eye a lot more than just a full page would. I don't know if it's a rule that always applies, but it's something I've realized by doing over 100 of these types of drawings. If you enjoy doing doodles of this kind, think about it. Be creative with the shape of the drawing itself and not just the pattern. Which is my segue onto the non-drawing part of this episode, creativity. Very humbly, of course, I would say that I'm a master in creativity, more so than anything else. My one real talent, I think, comes from being inventive, original and not settling. Or at least I would like to think so. And recently I've got sort of a confirmation of that. I've been bottling up my creativity for a while now. For the past month maybe, I've done almost nothing but work. I'll tell you again, even though I've been telling you for like the last 10 videos, I'm writing my PhD thesis. And actually, I'm kinda done now, would you believe it? I only have part of an appendix to finish, and maybe some corrections from my thesis director and so, and then the manuscript is complete. I consider it to be around 95% done now. Anyway, especially the past 3 weeks, I've been working non-stop from 6:30 AM to 9 PM. I always refuse to work during the night because I'm completely useless when it's get dark, and I take like 2 hours to do the work I could do in 20 minutes in the morning. In any case, I haven't drawn a lot. I haven't written either, even though I absolutely live for writing stories and drawing weird stuff. So I've been keeping my creativity in check, which feels awful, but I had no choice. Being creative is like a muscle. If you keep it going, it's always on the rise. On the other hand, brain power is more like a gauge. You have a finite amount for any given time. So dedicating some of that brain power to drawing and storytelling would leave me with less brain power for my actual work when I most needed it. Hence the bottling up mentioned beforehand. But now that's over, and the bottle has burst open. I'm filled with creativity to the brim and I'm getting more and more ideas every second, it feels like. I feel awesome. I feel great. I'm getting back to my board game idea, my book idea, and tons of drawings. I am also opening commissions again, so head to my DMs on Twitter or Instagram if you want to get an art piece done for quite cheap. Now that my schedule isn't full with the same work thing, I feel like I have all the time in the world. I'm consuming more media now. Like in the past couple days, I've already spent hours reading a book I started 2 months ago. I've watched 3 movies and 2 series from start to finish. And I love it. God damn, I miss free time and doing things. I'm not really looking forward to preparing my PhD defense for December, and that's gonna come quickly, so in the meantime I want to do the most I can. You know, I'm quite happy with how things went down the past couple weeks. It was terrible, of course, having to work all the time, even during weekends, but hey, at least I know I can do it. I am capable of putting in the work, being efficient and all that, and more importantly, I feel, I learned about myself that I can focus 100% of my attention on work, do that until I can't anymore, and when it's over, I don't burn out, and instead I have a regain of energy and of creativity. So maybe creativity isn't a muscle. Maybe it's a gauge too that can overflow, and that's good. Or I'm just an incredible genius and I've grasped the key to life itself. I'm not sure. You have to tell me. Anyway, I'm just rambling. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I think I'm gonna leave you now. It's gonna be a short video, but I'm okay with it. I really want to go back to my book idea and reread what I wrote so far to get back into the world I'm creating and start typing again. Oh, and since I will have more free time for the next month or so, I'm also thinking about doing new things or revisiting old ones. I don't know, maybe I'll try streaming on Twitch again. I'm not sure. Just in case, I'm gonna put this here, just so you know how to find me if ever. Let me know in the comments if you have ever forcefully stopped yourself from creating and how it felt when you allowed it back into your life. Like the video and subscribe. We're getting closer to 1,000, y'all. Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. Do what you want with that, and I'll see you soon. Bye!